Hello, I'm Laura and welcome to my channel. And it's been a long time since I've gotten to sit outside like this and do a video. I just love it. The weather here is just gorgeous. I'm here in North Carolina and it's just absolutely warm and sunny, and I thought that I would make this video today out here because I've been thinking about making this video because I saw a video the other day and I was watching Mr. Paul Neeson. He's somebody who I have actually followed him from a long time ago and not really seen any of his videos lately, but I happened to be stumbling along and saw this video that he had made, that he was talking about how anything that you go through in your life is going to be better on a raw vegan diet, even if you do sustain injuries, because this person was talking about, I guess he had said that, oh, well, what if you were in an automobile accident? What would it matter if you were eating raw foods, if you were in an automobile accident, something of that nature. And it really struck a nerve with me because I was in an automobile accident and it was an almost fatal head-on collision, a 90-mile-an-hour impact that I took. My husband and I both sustained injuries, and you know, this was exactly 4 years ago in October of this year. So 4 years ago, I would have been just going through my recovery from this wreck at this time. And every year at that time, I think about this because this was the worst tragedy, and I've been through a lot of tragedies, but this was the worst tragedy that I had ever been through. And I had been raw just about a year and a half or so at that time. It was over a year, maybe a year and 3 or 4 months. I was getting close to a year and a half margin, somewhere in there. And I just started feeling really, really good on the raw vegan diet. I was having all this energy all the time. I was realizing that my allergies weren't as bad as they used to be, and you know, if I had the chance to do this again the way that I did, I would definitely say that I would want to have been raw vegan when I had this car wreck. So having been given the chance, I would have definitely wanted to be raw vegan during this wreck, and I'll explain the reason why. So, you know, I can't say that on a raw vegan diet that helped me to heal my brain, which I ended up being taken to the hospital mainly because of the brain bleed, even though I also had broken ribs and I had a fractured L vertebrae in my back. I was in a lot of pain and discomfort, and also having insomnia for days at a time, laying in a hospital where people are poking you with needles, taking blood and doing all this stuff. It just was not a fun time at all whatsoever. And so, you know, I decided that I was going to my husband got me some white willow bark, and I took that for aspirin because white willow bark is a natural herb that acts as aspirin, but it doesn't have all of the synthetic side effects and things. And you know, a lot of people, they just, and I was one of them. I probably needed to take medicine at that time, but all that would have done for me is it would have aided the way that I felt at the time, but it would have been putting all this synthetic chemical back into my body after almost a year and a half of cleaning myself out from all the antibiotics and garbage that I had taken prior, and medicines and aspirin and all the stuff that I used to take. So you know, this was a turning point choice. If at any time it would have been the easiest time to say that this raw vegan diet isn't important, and what does it matter whether or not I'm raw vegan being in the condition that I'm in, and it mattered that much more when I was in this wreck, because this is a time in your life when you go through a tragedy like this that I feel that can change years of your life. Whether you're going to get pumped up with all this medicine and you're going to keep eating all of these foods that cause inflammatory in the body. Breads, pastas, cereals, all the cooked junk, the cooked oils, and the garbage. You know, all this does is keep you sick. And this is what kept me sick for years, especially the dairy. I mean, the dairy was something that just really caused me major allergies and stomach issues for years that I had dealt with, that, you know, it was always told to me that you needed dairy for certain reasons and you needed it for calcium, when there's plenty of calcium in your vegetables and things that you can get. And you know, we're in such a fear-mongering society that everybody worries so much about. They're so worried about all of these things when they really should be worrying about what's in all these chemicals that are in the foods that are mind-altering. You know, it would have been really easy for me to say, well, you know, I don't like hospital food, but why not just go get me a pack of nuts down there at the, you know, they have the vendor machines there at the hospital, and just eat some nuts. And, you know, people would think, that don't understand a raw vegan lifestyle or why we do it, would say, well, why wouldn't you just eat that? It'll make you feel better to get something in your stomach. It won't really hurt you. But, you know, we all know in the raw vegan world what cooked oils do to your body. And not only does it have those aldehydes in it and stuff that isn't good for you, but it also sends a signal to your brain telling you to eat more. And once you have broken into this trigger, it's so easy. You know, this is the way that I feel that people really truly fail on a raw vegan diet too, is that when they're trying to still eat certain other foods and trying to eat raw foods, you would starve to death if you tried to be raw and eat raw foods and salads, and you were to just eat some nuts that are roasted in oils, you know, regular nuts that are processed with all of this garbage and oils and salts and everything. It would make you so hungry that there is no way that you would ever succeed eating fruits and vegetables and still eating these foods. And I knew that. I had the knowledge to understand that, and I thank God, I thank the Lord that I had the knowledge to understand that, because this period of my life was so detrimental that if I would have fed into the medications and in the shape that I was in, I sustained a 90-mile-an-hour impact, and that airbag hit me so hard in the head. And, you know, I mean, I was really messed up. And it would have been so easy, or hadn't I ever went raw in the first place, for me to fall into the medical society and all the medications, and I don't feel that I would have healed the way that I did. I healed. Now, my husband, he tried a raw vegan diet for a short period of time, but he was not eating raw at that time. And, you know, it took him about 2 years to heal from this accident, maybe even a little longer. I mean, he really had a slow process of healing, whereas within 4 months, I was feeling better than I felt in my life. And I think it's because of the fact that I did so much juicing and smoothies, and my body had to work so hard to heal from this, that I miraculously healed. I you know, we went to physical therapy, and I was doing my physical therapy full-heartedly. I mean, I just fully was into healing from this. And within 4 months, I was healed. I mean, my back didn't even hurt anymore. I mean, it was absolutely insane. But I did some water fasting. And some of the water fasting, because your body's not concentrating on digestion and everything, this is how people used to water fast all the time. You know, people don't know anything about this kind of healing because we're too busy eating all these processed foods and all these chemical laden things that are causing our brains to think that we need more and more food. And I watch people who are on a standard diet, and I'm not pointing fingers at one person. This is everybody that I see. They don't get enough food. They keep snacking, they keep eating, they keep feeding themselves with more and more. This is because their body's starving for actual nutrition. I never felt so nourished as I felt on this lifestyle. And I was able to feel nourished on just eating bananas. The last day I was there in the hospital, just eating bananas. Why would I just want to eat bananas? It's not because the bananas were healing me. It's because the lack of eating all the chemical-laden garbage and taking all of their drugs was healing me. They wanted so bad to feed me this synthetic medicine that they could taste it. They just pushed and pushed and tried to convince me to I refused to take the synthetic medicine because I wanted to continue healing my body. And I refused to eat the food or eat anything that wasn't other than something that grew on a tree or came up from the ground. And that is what continued to heal my body. And that's why today I am almost 6 years, well, I am just about 6 years completely raw vegan, and why I stayed this way, and why I've continued healing my body, and why I have 0 allergies, and I don't suffer every year having to spend hospital bills and time at the doctor for urinary tract infections that I had all the time, kidney problems, and, you know, my gums bleeding all the time. I mean, tons of things that I had wrong when I was living on a standard lifestyle, and the dairy was just absolutely killing me, killing my stomach. And, you know, my microbiome, I know, is a lot stronger now from doing this lifestyle. And I wouldn't change this lifestyle for anything in the world. So if I had the chance to be in a wreck raw vegan or to be in a wreck on a standard lifestyle, I would have definitely wanted to be raw vegan when I was in this wreck. And so I just want to encourage people to understand that you do have choices in life. They may not always be simple at the time. They may not be convenient at the time. But the long-term effects are a lot better by sustaining from all of these things that are causing us to be sick. I mean, I have people that I know that are younger than I am, 10 years even younger than I am, that are suffering from neuropathy, gout, arthritis, all these kinds of things. And here I am up in the morning. I mean, I can stretch, I can touch my toes, I can pick things up. I have no problem with movement. I have no problems with any kind of headaches or debilitating things in my body that cause me from doing what I need to do. And it's because of my life choices that I've made to stay on this lifestyle. And the life choice that I made 4 years ago, which was 4 years in October, I think I might have said that earlier, but the lifestyle choices that I made have caused me to be able to feel the way I feel today at my age. I'm going to be 56. So this is aging backward to me. This is what I'm talking about when I say aging backward. I don't just talk about aging backward because of the outer appearance, but it's what's coming from within that I feel. And so I want to encourage people to not feel like it's not worth being on a raw vegan diet because of all of these things that you hear. There's nothing confusing about this lifestyle to me. You know, everybody confuses things and they want to think about how they need these animal proteins and they need this protein. They need the protein, but yet they want to deal with the neuropathy. They need all of these things, but yet they want to deal with the gout. And, you know, if you give your body a chance to heal, it will heal itself without all of the synthetic garbage and this is what I experienced and what I feel, and I thank the Lord that I found that lifestyle, and I found that lifestyle back when I did, and I would definitely choose to be raw through something horrific like that the body heals so much quicker when your body is clean and you're eating the right foods and feeding your body with the right fuels to heal without all of the other garbage. And that's one of the most important things that I think people fail to understand, is that when you put all the other garbage in, it's not going to help you. And so this is why I lived on water and bananas, and when I came home, I didn't feel like making salads. I had just got over a brain bleed, and I was in a crab shell. I could hardly move around. So what did I do instead was I did things that were still work, but they were things that I was capable of doing a little bit better, which was trying to juice a little bit and put together some smoothies. And, you know, this helped my body to continue healing throughout this whole thing, until people were finally coming up to me 4 months after the wreck and saying to me, how did you heal from that so fast? And you look better than you've ever looked. What are you doing that you look so much, you look younger, you look better? Your eyes, you know, your eyes, when you are eating all these foods, they start to get this sunken look, and they don't have any clarity, but your eyes start to get this clarity like when you were a kid, and people started to see it. And so I started to really reap the benefits of this lifestyle after this time and going through all of this. And, you know, I feel that if not anything else, that wreck did make me a lot stronger, because my body had to really work hard to heal itself. And so I'm just going to close with that. I'm going to stop just babbling along, but I just really, truly hope that this really inspires people that a raw vegan diet is definitely worth it at any cost, no matter what you go through. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to read this today, and this is out of Psalms, and it's chapter 119, verse 58, and it says, I entered your favor with my whole heart. Be merciful to me according to your word. So I hope that you liked this video. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and have a wonderful, blessed day.